What's up, traders? Hope you are having a great trading day so far. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust. Today, it was a solid day in the markets. If you were on the right side of trades, there was a lot of profit to be made, and I mean, fairly easy. Again, if you are on the right side of trades, I feel these days that we as traders, on these days, we as traders really need to take advantage of them because it's what balances the days where the market gives very little, regardless of how well you trade. I followed my rules today for the most part, with a couple of anomalies that I'll touch on. I'm a little more proud of that too, because I experienced a couple of platform issues that could have set me off the rails if I wasn't focused on sticking to my rules the best that I could. So my watch list here is TLRY and ACB, on my primary watch list. Those were really the big ones on my overall watch list. But yeah, so they were on my primary because they were gapping up significantly. Twitter was is trading on earnings news. I honestly can't recall if they had it already last night or if it's coming up. But anyways, it definitely was in play today. And then on the secondary list, I had Uber and Lyft, which were also gapping up, and UAA. And I also kept DK on G on there because there was big catalyst news in the afternoon yesterday, and I was playing it. I had it on there as a continuation. So that was my watch list for the day. If you're watching for the first time and you want to catch my watch list, I post it every morning on Twitter at AJ Tabayan. So let's go over to the charts. So I'm trying something a little bit different with the charts here, as you can see. Let me know if you like it this way, if you'd like it better where, I have the level 2 on there and everything else. I don't think you're missing out. I'm trying to find a way to better show the charts. In any case, I ended up trading 3 different tickers today. BPTH, TRLY, TLRY, and ACB. So let's start with BPTH. This wasn't on my watch list, as you obviously just saw. This was something that was called out in our chat room, the Bear Bull Traders chat room. And it was in the pre-market. It was going parabolic, and I jumped on board with the rest of the chat to watch to see what it would do at the open. And you'll see here that, well, if you're looking at my chart, and you can see there are no trades on here. And there's a reason for that. So let me zoom in here actually, so it's a little easier, because this is the 1 minute chart, and this is what I was trading off of it. So, or I was hoping to trade off of it. So this line here, this solid line here, is the opening price. So this was moving significantly at the open. So what I did was, you can see that it wicked down here right at the open, and I took a quick, or wanted to take a quick position on this if it broke above the opening price, because it was so bullish. And I did, for whatever reason. And there was so much volume, so many orders, I imagine, coming in on this. And this happens. This is the first platform issue I have. This happens from time to time. It's unfortunate it happened to me this time. I put in the order at about just above $16, which is right here, right about here, with a stop loss of the bottom of this candle wick. And I had about $1 of I guess, for that stop loss, because the average true range, or trade average true range on this 1 minute chart was about actually $2 in at the open. So I was already cutting that close, but I figured if it broke the bottom of this candle, it would have invalidated the move. In any case, I put it in. It shot up to here, and there I didn't know what happened, and there was a limit order here. So I didn't get filled. And once it shot up on the second candle, I took the limit order off. I was like, man, I'm not going to chase that. There's no way. There was no way of knowing how far this was going to run. And well, it came back down. I would have been able to. So just so that I wouldn't FOMO on it, I looked elsewhere. I didn't realize it was going to drop down here and I would get another chance to enter. Man, if I had caught that here at 16, look, it ran all the way above $24. That's an $8 move. So that was a little painful, and unfortunately, there was nothing I could do. The only thing when I look back and when I look at it is that I did the right thing. I played the right move. I got in at the right time. It just it just didn't work for me, unfortunately. So that was the trade, no trade, I guess, on BPTH. There was a lot of other opportunities on it throughout the day, and I imagine still right now, but I didn't. I stopped looking at it because I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to be bothered by it, and maybe do something poorly. Anyways, next one was TLRY. So here on TLRY, I was, I believe this was something. Oh no, I was playing this off the 1 minute. Sorry, yeah, off the 1 minute chart. Sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry, where am I here? Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so on the 1 minute chart here, let's zoom in here a bit. You can see it sold off at the open, and you can see this VPOC line, this blue line over here. It threw a doji at that line, and this was also a light pre-market level. So I just, I thought TLRY and all the pot stocks were extremely strong. So, and they gapped up quite a bit. And, when stocks gap up as much as they did, it's very difficult, I find, to, determine what direction it's going to go. So I'm usually really cautious about it. But what I saw here was the play that I played here was that I figured if it held at this VPOC line, I was going to play a bounce off that. So I went long here, and I took a quick partial here. This wasn't even at 1R. Because these were the moving averages, and the stock was extremely volatile, so I didn't know what it was going to do. Now, this was a keyboard error or a hotkey error. So I took this partial, and after I take my first partial, I always move my stop loss to break even because I don't want to give any money back to the market. I have a hotkey for that. When I went to move my stop loss to break even with that hotkey, I pressed the wrong hotkey, and I actually ended up getting all out also at this level. So it was a green trade, but I would have been able to at least get another partial here at about 1.25 or 1.5 R up here, which was a shame. But fortunately, it didn't bother me as much because you can see it didn't really run and actually sold off and went the other direction. So I didn't feel I missed out on as much there, even though it was a hotkey error and it was a green trade. So, I'm never going to scoff at that. Anyway, so after that, that was my second. That was actually my first trade of the day because I didn't actually get that trade on BPTH. And then I went and I looked at ACB. So on ACB, this is where Most of my trades happened today. This one I played off of the 5-minute chart. So let me just switch over here to the 5-minute. Okay, so this was a 5-minute opening range breakout. So you can see the initial 5-minute candle over here. At the break of this 5-minute candle, I went short. And I managed to get a partial here, and a solid partial here at this R2 Camarilla point pivot. And I saw that it start to come back up. And as I talked about, the pot stocks were very strong, but I also felt that there was a good chance they could also gap fill because of how much they had gapped up. But there was really no way of knowing. So when it turned around, I didn't know if it was going to come back and test the opening price. I didn't want to get back any more profit, so I got all out over here. That was a solid, just a little bit over 2R trade. So that was great. And then what happened was, you can see these top wicks. It started consolidating here and throwing these top wicks. So once it threw this this candle here, I went short because I thought it would sell off. It did go down, but it wicked back up. I got out just a little bit before break even. So that was a very tiny green trade. I won't even call it green. It was just pretty much a break even trade. So 3 of these 5-minute candles in a row, top wicks. This is an upside down hammer. So I felt really good that this was going to sell off. So once it broke the bottom of these candles, I went short. And I talked about this the last couple of days where I felt I was not, I was stopping out a little early, not giving my thesis a chance to play. So this time I held. Unfortunately, I took a full 1R loss on this when it came back on me, which kind of sucked a bit because my day was going so well. But I wanted to, I didn't want to, I didn't want to lose it or anything. I did take another trade here because this was such an aggressive move up. I actually changed my position. I went long, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly what. Oh no, sorry. So this was my stop out. I went long over here, and I got stopped out. I stopped out at break even over here because it broke above that VPOC. So no loss there. Anyways, the day was still okay. One loss, that was like my 4th trade for the day. So I was still well into the green. And here is where the next issue came with my platform. So let me jump to the 1-minute chart actually, because this is a lot more apparent, and I was playing it off the 1-minute. Let's zoom in a little bit more because I really want to catch this. Okay, so this was a bit of a trend continuation because this stock had a lot of trouble getting above this opening price. So as you can see, it threw this upside down hammer on a lot of higher than average volume over here and started to sell off. I didn't want to get premature. I was waiting for it to actually break this 1770 level before I went, or at least 1780. Excuse me. 1770 was a little bit more conservative, I feel. But 1780 anyways, and so it did, and I went short. I felt really good about this. A lot of the ticker was, or the time in sales was going pretty crazy. A lot of volume started to come in, and I felt really good because after it this candle, it started to sell off more. I was waiting with my hands on the keys to take my first partial at like 2R, and then my entire platform just kind of stalled. it was again, it happens sometimes, not frequently. DOS is usually really, really good, but I got to be honest. I was just about to take my first partial at 2R. Everything stalled, and before I knew it, before anything even happened, my trade got taken off. It disappeared, and then when everything started moving again, I saw that I got stopped out up here with some slippage, and this really, really almost, well, it did get to me for a second, and I was like, what the hell, because it was almost instantaneous. I didn't even see this candle form, is what I'm saying. This red line here that's still moving because the market's still trading is the current price, and it was moving, but I didn't even see it come up here. All I know is it was down here. It actually stayed down here, stalled, and when the candle finally drew, I was stopped out, and the price was coming down this way. Oh man, it went to like 3R for that trade. I wasn't feeling too hot. I got to be honest. You can see here I took another trade here. This one was more of a revenge trade. I got stopped out with a small loss there. At this point, I was still green. This first trade, this short trade here was going to be my last trade of the day, regardless of what happened. But because of this anomaly, which is not an excuse, but like I said, I kind of lost my cool a little bit there for a sec, took this revenge trade, and then I said, you know what? I still felt strong about the bearish sentiment or this move down. I wanted to. I was watching it, and if it broke below this candle, I felt I was going to go short. Obviously, I got in prematurely, but I did give myself a bit of a wider stop loss. And then because I gave myself the stop loss of, sorry, that was wrong, of VWAP right here. And it did start to sell off. So this trade really worked out for me. I took my first partial here at 2R. And then I had one more hotkey error. After all of that, I was really excited because I was playing for the break of this pre-market level. It did break below that, and this was supposed to be another partial. And as you can see, it actually was another short. Another hotkey error. I added to my position. I kind of panicked real quick. It went back to me on me a little bit, but I was still in the green on the trade. And then I took another partial here and another partial here, and I held on for this last, I think it was the last 10-15% of my trade. I was hoping for it to break below this this S1 pivot level, because if it did, I thought it could maybe get to S3 and 16, at least 1625 maybe. But it went up, I held, came back down, tested it. You can see these candles starting to get smaller and this higher volume. So I felt it was going to bounce. And when it did, I got all out over here. This was over a 2R trade also. But it was a solid way to end my day. I called it quits after that. You can see 10:50 was where I finished my day at, which is why I'm able to do this recap a little bit earlier. But it was a positive day overall. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to pull over my P&L here. So this was my P&L for the day. 2 tickers. It was 3.2R in the green for the day. I'll take that. And unfortunately, it would have been much better week had I taken that green yesterday. But like I said, that's in the rearview mirror. Today was a solid day. Feel good about it. Positive 3.2R, 8 trades I took today, and that's it. So hopefully, again, you had a great day in the markets. Again, comment below. Let me know if you are able to see this chart a little bit better this way, or if you like it this way, or if you like it better the other way. Otherwise, as always, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Plan your trades, trade your plan. Have an awesome rest of your day. This is AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust. Catch you on my next recap. Cheers.